Welcome to another week of Chargers Chat. We are on location, sort of.
Sort of.
I'm with Rex Smith, Dining Services Manager here at Southwest Tech. Thanks for joining me, Rex.
My pleasure.
So first, let's start with a little background. How long have you been at Southwest Tech, and how did you find your way here, Rex?
I've been here a total of 7 years. The first 3 years I was with Southwest Tech, I was actually a manager with UW Platteville. We had the contract kitchen up here and managed the food service operation. 4 years ago, Southwest Tech decided to self-operate, and I was lucky enough to get hired as the dining services manager here on campus.
Great. So as Dining Services Manager, what are your responsibilities day to day?
Day to day, we take care of all of the cafe operations in the cafeteria for student, staff, and faculty. We also supply nutritionally correct meals for our daycare operation here on campus, and then also provide all of the catering on and off campus for the college.
Yeah, that's one thing that I've noticed. I've been here a little over a year. It's not just the lunch or the breakfast. We also have a lot of events
Correct.
on campus. Tell me about that and the work that goes into all of the events on campus, Rex.
We do a lot of events on campus, primarily with ongoing training. We do a lot of sheriff's department, nursing, ongoing training. We also do staff and faculty meetings and other events outside campus, like we do an Alzheimer's workshop that we feed about 180 people every year, and a few other larger events. One of the things also that we do with our catering events is we partner with our culinary program, and the culinary students are usually involved in a lot of our outside events and our events that are a little bit more public, that we want to put our best foot forward and show all of the assets that we have here on campus.
Sure, that kind of leads into my next question as far as, I know you have some students that work with you or for you in the cafe. What's it like having student workers here on campus, Rex?
The student, it's fantastic. It's both exciting and a challenge. Of course, one of the things that's nice about self-operating and working with the students is the college really has a priority to make sure that the students are successful in their programs. So we make sure that they're staffed adequately. So when they get closer to their finals times or projects times, we make sure that they get their time off. We also work both with culinary program students who walk in with some food service experience and motivation because that's their career mode. And we also work with a lot of the other students on campus that this is a job for them, that they're looking for a little paycheck to help them get through their college.
Sure, and can you talk about the other staff? What do you have for staff on site here, Rex?
We work with I have two other full-time employees on campus, one of which is a culinary graduate of Southwest Tech, and one of which has had a business here in town, a diner here in town, has elected to come on board with us here. So we're represented both with somebody from the community and a graduate from Southwest Tech.
That's great. And can you tell me a little bit about the cafe? I know you like to do some unique things, some specials. I know the other day you had a stir fry option. Tell me about, where do you get some of your ideas, Rex?
We try a lot of different things on campus because we don't want to get, during the course of a semester or the course of a summer now, our meal options become repetitive.
Right.
So we look at what we have coming up, what our business trends are. I use a lot of magazines, our food service director, and different magazines and sources to come up with new ideas.
Sure.
And then we work them into our food rotation.
Sure. And you probably can't tell by looking at me, but I eat salad.
Yeah.
And the salad here is phenomenal. Where do you source your food at, Rex? Your salad or some of your other food items that are offered here?
We have a full salad and sandwich bar here. Now that we're getting into summer, I will source a lot of our produce and whatnot from local farmers markets and get it as close to sourced locally as we can. We also, all of our beef for our burgers is sourced locally from a farm right outside town here in Boscoville. And then as we get into off season, then of course we revert back to produce purchased from vendors.
Sure. And what would you say some of your specialties are? What do people ask you for all the time, Rex?
One of the things that we started last year, you see in front of us, is our rice bowls. We rotate a different rice bowl daily. It's a healthier option for everybody. It's it's served grab and go style, so it's hot and ready to go. That was an addition this year that has gone over really well.
I agree. Yeah. And tell me about the burger. You make burgers and sandwiches also.
Burgers and sandwiches we make on a daily basis. They're also served grab and go style. We also do a lunch special, which today happens to be a burger. And today we're doing a bacon barbecue burger with onion rings is our lunch special.
Sure. And kind of going back to the student aspect, do you ever get called in? Do you talk to the culinary students? Do you ever give advice to some of the students that come through?
On a casual basis. I like to pop in when they're doing their dinners and meals, and from time to time, I think I'm more of a comic relief when I step into the culinary classroom than anything else.
Sure.
But we also, Dining Services works with the culinary department, and all of the students are required to do labs over in Dining Services.
Oh, okay.
So they have 2 labs that are part of their required program that they do over with me that involve food prep. And then also, they will do, if they have to make up a class or make up an exam, Dining Services is an option for them to come and work for us for a few hours, whether it be with catering or food prep, to make up for some lost class time.
Sure. And how did you get interested in food service or cooking? Rex?
I have been in food service my entire life. I have a history. I've owned a couple of restaurants in my past. I have been a restaurant manager almost my entire career, and several years ago, the nights and weekends and holidays got to be a little rough on my old body, and I was happy to kind of transfer my career a little bit into the college and university setting and get into this environment. It's fantastic.
Sure. We're going to have more information coming up, and next month is National Culinary Arts Month in July. How important is it to recognize culinary arts and the importance of students coming through our program and just seeing them learn and progress through the way, Rex? It's kind of exciting.
What I think the culinary program does is twofold. If you are a young adult and you have a passion for food, getting into the culinary program and learning other aspects is going to increase that passion. The other thing that happens from more of an objective standpoint is a culinary program will take that passion that you have for food and teach you some of the practical knowledge that you will need to turn that into a career. For instance, food safety, product pricing, cost of goods, recipes and holding temperatures and whatnot.
Yeah, and the business aspect too. I mean,
Correct.
You do more than cooking here. It's a business, right, Rex?
It is. It is. The being able to create a lunch special is about a third of it. Mm-hmm. The ability to take that lunch special and manage it to a profit margin is the art of it.
And how much more difficult is it, I guess, moving from the school year where you have more of an audience, more of a clientele during the summer where the students are gone? Is it more difficult business-wise during the summer, Rex?
I had the luxury of coming. My history has been very resort and waterfront restaurant oriented. So my history fed into this well because I'm used to busy times and slow times, except for it's just the opposite in the places that I've been. But it's almost like running 2 different operations.
Right.
It's not a minor switch, it's a major switch.
Right. So, and I guess finally, what advice would you have for, they don't have to be young students, they could be returning students who are interested in, they've cooked their whole lives and now they have time to go back to school. What advice would you have for students who are looking at culinary?
I think it's a fantastic move. I think this college teaches both practical knowledge that you're going to be able to turn into useful information in your current career and actually advance your career knowledge to put you in a position to take the next step in your career. Again, I'm a prime example of that where we're working in the restaurant every day. Nights and weekends got to be a little rough for me at that age, at the age that I was. And I even went back to school and I went back and got a dietary manager certification, which allowed me to get into the position that I am. So I think always evolving your education is prime.
Sure. Well, I appreciate it, Rex. And if anybody wants to enroll in the program here, you can eat at the cafeteria and have some of this delicious food. So I appreciate your time, Rex, and I
Thank
should
you
probably
very
let you
much.
get back to work.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thanks, Rex.
Enjoy your day.
Yep. Join us next week for another edition of Chargers Chat.